What's up guys, welcome back. We're on to now part 4 of monsters I want to return in Monster Hunter Rise, this time focusing on monsters from Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate, and we're going to go straight in with Gore Magala and Shaggy Magala. Now, these ones are obvious choices because we haven't seen them in World, and I was kind of hoping we would because the way these monsters look and the effects that they just throw out would have looked amazing in Monster Hunter World. These monsters have the unique ability in their standard forms, I suppose, to infect you with something called the Frenzy Virus, which has a few benefits and a few drawbacks, but we're not going to go into that just now. And I feel that these monsters could be really fantastic to bring back, especially with the new abilities that the characters are going to have, the new ways they can animate the monsters, the new ways that the monsters are going to look with the new art style. I just think these monsters would be fantastic to bring back, especially because they weren't in World, which is a shame. Next up we have Quechua and Ash Quechua. These ones are in it just because of the verticality of Monster Hunter Rise. These monsters climb a lot, especially on vines, so having an area where there's really high vines or multi-layered vines where it can just climb along everything would be really good for you, because you can go up there and hang about and do whatever you want with the monster at the same time. This monster, I think, if you can somehow combo everything together, would be great to use the wire bug and the insect glaive together, especially if you can get the cooldown to keep cooling down, I suppose, for the wire bug while you're in the air using your weapon. The insect glaive users would never have to touch the ground, which is an exciting thought because I love the insect glaive. And next up we have Najarala and Untitled Chapter. These ones are in it just because we need more snake-like monsters, and that is kind of a spoiler for one of the monsters that are going to be in the next, not in the next, but later on in this video. But Najarala was a fun fight, especially with how loud it was and how it could just deafen you at any point. Especially, you didn't need to be extremely close to it to be affected by its roar. If it threw down its scales and you were close to the scales, you were still going to get affected by its roar anyway. I thought that was a fantastic feature for this monster, and I hope any form of Najarala reappears because it's a fun monster to fight. Next up we have Nursilla and Shrouded Nursilla. Now, I know there's a monster in the trailers for Monster Hunter Rise that looks like Nursilla or Nursilla, but I don't think that is a Nursilla or even a subspecies of Nursilla. I think that's something entirely different. So bringing Nursilla back because it could interact with this new monster is something I would really like to see. If it is a subspecies or a new type of Nursilla, seeing them interact would be fantastic. If it's not a new type of Nursilla, then seeing them interact with each other would be so much better, because they do look close enough to each other, but I would like to see who wins the fight between the two of them. And next up we have Ceregios. This isn't about the monster itself with this pick, this is about the weapons. I really liked how Nursilla, I was going to say Nursilla again, how Ceregios' weapons look, but I really like the fact that they auto-sharpen. That is something that was a fantastic idea. I absolutely loved the fact that under certain conditions these weapons would auto-sharpen. That was just fantastic. I loved this. Don't get me wrong, Ceregios is a fantastic monster to fight. I absolutely love him. He is the first monster that brought in the bleeding effect, so we need Ceregios in, even if it is just for his awesome weapons. And next up we have Zamtrios and Tiger Stripe Zamtrios. I like these monsters because of their gimmick as well, where once the fight has gone on long enough, they inflate. Inflate might not be the best word there, but They get really, really big, and I just like the way that they look. I think it's funny how they look once they've actually bulked up, I suppose is the correct words there. They are fun to fight, especially when they burrow underground. That reminds me of a few monsters, but mainly it reminds me of Agnactor from Monster Hunter 3. So I want Zamtros to return, and I want Tiger Stripe Zamtros to return, because I want to see them inflate again. That's pretty much it. And as I said, the Najarala section was part of a spoiler, because this part is for Dalamadur and Shah Dalamadur. Now, I know people didn't like fighting these bosses just because of how annoying it was to approach them, especially because of the size of them, and then all the climbing you had to do and things like that, but Monster Hunter Rise, you will not need to climb if you don't want to. You still can, but Monster Hunter Rise, just jumping up, wire bugging and swinging all the way up to the top of Dalamadur would be fantastic. Dalamadur is one of the perfect monsters to fight in Monster Hunter Rise, I feel. Finally, and again, just because of the sheer size of the monster, we have Gogmasios. Now, Gogmasios is the final monster that you fight in the Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate Online missions, and it's a fantastic fight. It's one of those ones, again, where I feel that Insect Glaive users shouldn't need to touch the ground if it's possible not to, because you're just going to be bouncing around constantly. If you can get up there and stay up there, do it. Gogmasios was a great fight, especially once you actually got everything done and then got the armour. His armour was some of my favourite in Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate, so again, it's more selfish reasons for why I want this monster back. But anyway guys, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and I'll see you all next time. Bye now.